Greetings and salutations. As the title says, I shall be doing a little Q&A from a list I found for a Transformers fan. Let's put it this way, I believe this was first started, this was first started off by someone I watched on YouTube by the name of a guy by the name of David Kal-El Prime. Started off about, 2-3 years ago now? And he's now found his way onto Tumblr. And looks like it's been adapted along the way. And now I'm going to do it. But first and foremost, I will say this. I am not a fan of everything. I will enjoy something, but fandoms are problems to me. I will explain later. Now, get along with the questions. We move on to the first one. What's this? Out of all the Transformers series you've watched, what is your favourite? Beast Wars. Okay, the animation and graphical style may be outdated these days, but here we have, following on from the original Generation 1 cartoon, characters who actually defined, grow, develop. We have an ongoing story instead of just usual gimmick of the week with the original Generation 1 cartoon. Characters came in, characters came out, but the crew list remained small, allowing more time to develop them, focus on them, and probably agreeing on me with so many others, Code of Hero. I don't think there has been ever an episode to ever rival that one in any other series. Stay away from this. Which series is your least favourite? I will name 3 series. The Unicorn Trilogy. The anime adapted Armada, Energon and Cybertron. I can't remember the first one was called, but we got Powerlink and then Galaxy Force. I have obviously watched subbed Galaxy Force, and it's better than Cybertron. Not by much, but still it's better. What do I don't like about them? There's just something about Armada that just rubbed me the wrong way. We got, oh hey, the kids, and there's so much focus on them, and there's a hunt for the minicons. Oh great, it's turning to Pokemon. Supposedly it got better towards the end. I didn't watch enough of it to really decide. Energon. That actually started out quite nicely for me, even if the addition of Kickers people didn't like. We have an introduction of another third force that generally were the Terracons led by Alpha Q. Basically return of the Quintessons after the original G1 series. But what put it off for me? What happened to Demolisher? Here we have a Decepticon now working for the Autobots. He's torn, he's not exactly liking his position, but he wants to do what is best. Hell, he even gets on with Kicker to a degree. We got Starscream's return after what happened to him in Armada. Yet again, he's especially, whatever it was going on with him was basically thrown away and lobotomized. It's just got a case of this just wasn't handled well, and of course I'm reminded later on with Inferno from Tumblr about what happened to him. Oh, he's taken over by Decepticons. He's suffered some reprogramming from whoever it is named at the time. Oh yes, every time in this series Megatron gets a new paint scheme, supposedly more powerful, and he renames himself Galvatron. Every bleeding time, and it doesn't make much bleeding sense. Now if he went from Armada, we're just going himself, oh, I'm going by Super Megatron now, because he got his power up, and he goes to Energon, and he's revived in that as Galvatron, because frankly he had more of a Galvatron look to him. But no, we don't get that. We get the fact that he's pretty much reset every bleeding series. And Cybertron. Cybertron was a standalone series that had nothing to do with the other two, or rather, Galaxy Force had nothing to do with the other two, and it's so ham-fistedly put onto the other series where things have been wiped clean, and then the Autobots are back in hiding, Megatron's back again, and Starscream's back to being own conniving himself. The other Decepticons are gone. They've just been replaced by Thundercracker, and eventually a few others are picked up along the way. It didn't work for me. It was badly handled. Even worse with a bloody dub. Love, who's your favourite character from any series? Beast Wars, Dinobot. I was summed up with the ultimate lead up to Code of Hero. He's a Predacon who's originally siding with Megatron, thinks he knows better, tries to take over, gets kicked out. He sides with the Autobots, his loyalties are torn time and again, and ultimately what's most important to him? His honour and his destiny. He doesn't want to be a puppet of destiny. He changes sides for a chance to figure out, can his destiny be changed? And ultimately in the end he realises his destiny cannot be changed, but still he faces it full on in possibly I'd put it this way before, possibly the best episode of any series that has been with Code of Hero. He grows throughout, 3 series? He's forming in relationships with the others. Of course, he's always fun to watch Dinobot and Rat-Trap at each other's throats. Watching him get elected by Optimus Primal, trying to find his way. Still, yes, my favourite character is Dinobot. Not too keen on Dinobot 2, but still he is merely a clone with his honour and all that, what made him interesting removed. Hate, who is your least favourite character from any series? My least favourite character will have to be, I think it's Thunderblast he was called, from Cybertron. She ain't much better in the original Galaxy Force. She's a raving fangirl, and there's not much else to her. Optimus, who's your favourite incarnation of Optimus Prime? Animated. Why do I say animated when Sony out there are probably groaning at the thought of animated Optimus Prime? Because here we have a Prime quite unlike any other. We have the rookie Optimus Prime, the one who's still learning things, who's learning from his mistakes, learning how to work with his team. He's developing along the way, developing his skills, the ability to fight as a leader. I dug animated, even though the first 5-part opener didn't really get me liking the series as much. It's a shame that he never got his 4th series. I would have really liked to see what will happen to Prime after that. Still, moving on. Megatron, who is your favourite incarnation of Megatron? Easy, Prime. Here we have the scheming Megatron, who is, in the first series he's basically a fanatical devotee of Unicron. Unicron, he is smart, he knows when to fight, when to manipulate with words, which we've only seen before with animated Megatron before that. He has plans, and all the while he's aiming to reinvigorate Cybertron that their war destroyed. So there. Prime Megatron is my favourite of the Megatrons. Who is your favourite incarnation of Starscream? The incarnation of Starscream that stands out the most are 2 of them. One is Armada Starscream, because basically we have the Dinobot version of Starscream, even to the point that he's even changed his size for a time. And then we have Prime Starscream, who in the episode Inside Job have his moment of glory, only to be sorely slapped back down. Really, Prime Starscream really was turning into butt of a joke. Just doing his best, revered in his fact that he killed Cliffjumper in the first episode. And that gets slapped down with Miko, who's now got the Apex armor snarling back at him. She took down Bombshell, Hard Cell, whatever his name is. And guess what? Miko, whatever, pretty much does more kick-ass stuff than Starscream ever did, unfortunately. Starscream, because Prime Starscream should have been so much more, but still, I liked him. Anything else? Besides Transformers, what are you a fan of? I enjoy the book series of Discworld, to the point I nearly own the entire series, except for the children's novels. I really don't like them too much. I enjoy the Hellboy series and the sister series. I enjoy a few board games. I play Yu-Gi-Oh! With my mates now and again. Of course, bit of computer gaming now and again. Little of this, little of that. Collector, out of all the Transformers you own, which is your favourite? There are 2 I would consider my favourites. One is a exclusive piece that I got off Amazon, which is Nemesis Prime, with the one with the teal and blue windows, which really doesn't bother me all that much. Or at all, really. I got that for 15 quid thanks to my mate pointing out to me that it was only 15 quid. I saw that and I bought it. That's the only version of a Prime mold I own, and I dig the colour scheme. And my next favourite figure is the Prime Vehicle, because that thing was a pain to find. Mind you, afterwards I found occasions where I've seen about 3 of them in several different locations, but it took so long for it to appear. Just a little toy shop I found both the Vehicle and Ratchet. Couldn't pass up buying them. Yeah, the Vehicle has those weird elbows, but still, I like them. Save your wallet, which is your least favourite figure. The one figure I own that I really was more a case I bought because I wasn't about to walk out of Toys R Us without buying something is Animated Soundwave. He's not a bad figure really, but his aesthetic really doesn't work for me in the long run. I dig the Laserbeak that turns into a guitar, but still, Soundwave is just too squat and he's just too small, pretty much like Generation's Lugnut. For a Voyager figure, he feels he should be bigger, and they both should be bigger for what they are. Okay, next, Masterpiece. Do you own any Masterpiece figure? If so, what is it? If not, which do you want the most? I don't own any of the Masterpiece figures. They're expensive. More so than a Winning to Throw, but the one I want is Masterpiece Grimlock. Because before Dinobot came along, Grimlock was a favourite character of mine. I like the idea of Grimlock more from the comics or anything else, where he's more intelligent. Intelligent and not just a bonehead thug. Thug. Masterpiece Grimlock, he's the one I would want. Excitement. Which figure are you looking forward to the most? Generations Waspinator. I enjoy that walking red Maeve shirt of a Predacon so much. I've been wanting to get a hold of the old Beast Wars figure, but never could find a piece I could actually afford. But now the Generations figure is coming out. Yeah, his bug mode may not be all too great with Visible Head Syndrome, but still, I like him. He looks good. Show me some love. Which character do you like that doesn't really get as much attention as she deserves? I can't think of anyone really. Unpopular opinion. What is the one thing about the franchise or fanbase that you like the least? I can bring up the old factors of my old fandom videos on what's wrong with it. I will sum it up in this one. The passion for the subject can drive it high as a mountain, but the same passion for disagreements over little things in it or such like can drive the subject over a cliff into the rocky cliffs below, smashing it along the way, just giving the fandom a very bad taste. Plus that, I swear that for some members of the fandom, they just cannot get over the original G1 cartoon. I mean, probably the comics were a hell of a lot better. I never read any of the comics. But still, that is it. Holy Grail, which figure do you want the most? I've already brought him up, Generations Waspinator. Why do I want him and not Masterpiece Grimlock? Cost and availability. Also, along the way, I would also like to get a hold of the new, I think it's Legion figures of Swerve and Tailgate that are based on the IDW designs, because I'm reading through Modern Meets the Eye and I'm enjoying the series and enjoying those characters. And I just realised I've just skipped over something. Comic Shop. What is your favourite Transformers cartoon you own or simply read? Modern Meets the Eye. Every character that appears, it gets characterised. I've been listening to the Underbase reviews. I'm digging where this series is going. Development of the characters they're getting. Plus, I'm digging Cyclonus. For basically, he's sort of this version's Dinobot. The relationships that are being formed, the story, how it progresses, generally how things are going on, and his development on lesser known or focused on characters. If you really want to know about the Modern Meets the Eye series, listen to the Underbase reviews. Getting back on track now, overrated. Which series do you feel is the most overrated? I have no particular love for the original Generation 1 cartoon. I do not look back at it with rose-tinted glasses. It is plagued with animation errors. The characters are flat. Characters are introduced out of nowhere. And we have two particular episodes. One is Bot and Carnage in C minor. You just watch them and dear God, those have to be one of the loudest examples of the Generation cartoon. Underrated. Which series do you think is most underrated? I happen to like Beast Machines. In my own head, I could see how characters became the way they were. Primal sank into depression because he failed to win the Beast Wars that Megatron stole victory from defeat, that Cybertron paid for it, and Primal's faith was renewed through the Oracle. Cheetor had to grow up to pick up the role of leader with Primal out the way. Black and Ragnar focusing so much on getting Silverbolt back because in the beginning she didn't remember him, and yet she still remembered something of him because he was the one reason why she went from the Predacons to the Maximals. Rat Trap went from being this all-purpose explosive expert to he's become a helpless hacker. He has no guns, no weapons. He has to learn to deal with his new role. Megatron going for his whole anti-organic beast mode sort of thing going on. For me, he just simply went crazy while trapped in Transwarp. He was thrown back into past or whenever, and it does so stewed to the point where he reached where it did. We get Rhinox, who started to play his own roles. He basically became Soundwave on his own scheming little ploys, where he's playing everyone against each other. And it's probably just been unawakened as Tankor for so long as setting cracks into his personality. We get Silverbolt, who I am not using the E word to describe him. He is focused on revenge because of Megatron, his code of honor was broken, and he's broken bad. And he enjoyed it. So he suffers from guilt because of that. And knowing that he enjoyed what he did, he wants to get back at Megatron for what he became. Plus I'd be rather narked if I was aware of my Beast Machine's toy. Towards the end, it got souped up in the grand scale of action, but yeah, things started to feel rushed and all that lot. So there. I like Beast Machines. Now put away the tar and feathers. Soundtrack. Which Transformers series do you feel has the best soundtrack? I can't really say. I enjoyed the opener to Transformers Prime. If we're going for the films as well, I enjoy a few of those musical moments in Transformers films. Frankly, I think that's some of the best moments out of it. Game on. Out of all the Transformers games you played, which is your favourite? I haven't played any. You hate, I love. Which cartoon, comic, or character do you love that everyone else hates? Generation. Hang on. Well, I've already put this down put this down before. I enjoy Beast Machines. I could see how things were progressing. Yeah, so it's had its problems, but every series does. Plus, I have problems with Generation Optimus Prime. I know some see him as the father figure and all that lot. Some see him as heroic. I see him as a silly, suicidal dolt. The guy was martyred by his own troops. He's supposed to be the greatest leader they ever had, and yet he's walking into trap after trap. And as for Hot Rod getting them killed, count the seconds for how long Prime had a gun on Megatron when Hot Rod wasn't around. He knows Megatron. He knows what he's like. When he was begging, he should have just shot him. So there. Not too keen on the Generation 1 cartoon of Optimus Prime. Some may love him for his positives. I just generally don't see what's so good about him, about his faults. How the hell did the Autobots get continuing on for so long? I don't know. You love, I hate. Oh wait, I just covered that one. Transform and roll out. If you could transform into anything, what would it be? Considering my dependence on public transport at the moment, I'd probably transform into a small jet just for the convenience of being able to travel about easily. Welcome to Cybertron. What got you into Transformers? The original Transformers Generation 1 cartoon. Back in the day, I had a few of the toys, the original Starscream, Hot Rod and Venomous, Hosehead, Underbite, Overbite, a few of the figures. Choose your side. Which faction would you want to be a part of? Autobots, Decepticons, Maximals, Predacons, etc. Honestly, I think I would be a Nail. A non-aligned life form, or however it's defined. Probably out for my own goals and all that malarkey. Respect for your species. Which human character from the Transformers franchise do you like or respect? I have no particular hatred for any of the characters. Yeah, Miko was a bit overdone in the first series, but she calmed down and she began to grow. And honestly, I think some of the reactions to her is incredibly petty. Raph could have done with more development. Jack, yeah, he's the everyday sort of kid who had to grow up to learn to deal with things. The rest of the characters, I can take him or leave him. Crossover. Is there a series that you would like to see a crossover with Transformers? No. Because I don't really see anything else working with it. Yeah, I've seen other Transformers crossovers going on. I've seen the official ones like in G.I. Joe. I've seen the toys and customs like the Zoids Transformers customs going on. So ultimately, there's nothing I don't really want to see. So there it is. So many questions on Transformers from me, not a Transformers fan, but someone who just enjoys the series. Peace out, people.